Today, the governor released her spending plan for the next fiscal year.
It is the biggest state budget ever, and political reporter Rick Albin says it's no surprise what's in it.
Rick is back from Lansing now with all the details on this. Rick?
Yeah, there's some big numbers, but that's not a surprise either because the state's awash in cash. The governor and her budget director laid out a massive spending package that will utilize practically all of the surplus dollars as well as better than projected revenues. The governor's plan to increase the earned income tax credit for working families that need extra help and repeal the pension tax have been talked about for weeks and are included, as is money for universal pre-K classes and a chance to expand Michigan Reconnect to give more free training on the opposite end of the education spectrum. And all, governor wants to spend about $79 billion in total, with a record $19 billion going to education. Yes, those are both with a B. Let's pretend for a moment that this budget goes into place just as you presented it.
Okay, that's going to be pretending though, Rick. We know
Yes.
how this process goes, right?
Yeah, that would be a fantasy world. So how much of that one-time budget surplus of about $9 billion is included in your proposal?
So a couple of high-level comments, and then I'll ask the budget director to come up. You heard me highlight a little bit about things that we've done to get our fiscal house in order in Michigan over the last few years, right? Paying down $14 billion of debt, amassing a record rainy day fund, getting our credit rating upgraded in the middle of all the chaos that we've had to navigate. It's really pretty remarkable. And that's really important as we think about immediate investments and long-term investments. All those things come into play and determine how far we can go or not go.
Now, the governor says that this budget puts way more money in the rainy day fund and even creates a new rainy day fund for education to account for fluctuations in the state economy. As for how much surplus did the budget consume, the answer is nearly all of the surplus is being allocated in various forms, even though there is a predicted surplus of perhaps $2 billion going forward from future state revenues. So how does that spending compare historically? Well, according to a House Fiscal Agency budget recommendation review from 2013-14, 10 years ago, the budget was just over $48 billion. Compare that. And the school aid fund, a little bit over $13 billion. Now, it's up to the governor and legislature to work out a deal. But here's a surprise, there may be a problem. We'll talk about that tonight at 6, Michelle.